prepare yourself. You are about to be remade into a new being through forbidden knowledge previously kept secret for centuries by the jealous priesthoods of many religions. Caution. Improper viewing techniques may lead in some persons to dependency, seizures, cranial fits, priapic conditions, micturitions, surgery, subtle glandular mutations, and in some territories, legal arrest.
We're recording.
Countdown.
Live recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. Welcome to episode 3 of the podcast. You got episode 1 out of the way. You had no idea what the fuck I was saying through the whole thing, and then episode 2, it got a bit too subjectical.
It did.
So we're going back to our roots.
We are going back to our roots, mate.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna test it. What we've started off with is we've got a bottle of Jack Daniels. We haven't opened it yet.
Amen.
Unopened. I haven't had a sip yet.
No.
So the aim of the game is that we're gonna open the bottle. We're gonna drink it from start, and we're not gonna finish the bottle until we finish the podcast. How do you feel about that, Dan? Or the other way around.
Yeah, mate. I feel great about it. I think we should introduce ourselves, mate.
I'm excited. Well, once again, you're speaking to the Jake Watkin, the
And you
smoothest
listen
voice
to-
on radio.
Wow. Yeah, look at him. Look, taking the time to big himself up. I
Course
love
I
it.
am.
I love it. He's already a star.
I mean, in many ways, infamous and also
Infamous.
famous.
Let's just go with infamous. Yeah, he listens to Dan. The other half of what we called again?
The ignorant professional.
I'm even ignorant about our own name.
You can tell who's in charge of the whole show.
Mate, I just turn up. I just turn up steaming.
He started off homeless. I dragged him in off the streets. I dragged him in, and I was like, "Be my podcast." He was like, "Who are you?" And
I mean, in all fairness, he's saying it as if it's a joke, but it's actually legit.
he's calling for help. Don't listen to him.
I live just around the corner from Jake's house.
On the streets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mate, at least I feed you.
To be fair, he does a good job of that.
I mean, yes,
He does. Pot
someone has
noodles,
to.
like live on a diet of pot noodles, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Nutritious
Someone's got to live their life.
and tasty.
And the worst, if you saw the both of us, you see one person who's built like a brick shithouse, and then there's
Jake.
Dan. And it's a shame. It's a hard life
cheeky
to
cunt.
live. It's a hard life to live. I feel sorry for him in many ways,
Yeah.
but not everyone can live a life of perfection.
This is it. And as much as he tries, and he really does, bless him, he tries a lot, but he just never will
I'll never
get
get there.
Never will get
I'll
there.
never get
He
where I wanna
succeeds
be.
in so many aspects of his life, but unfortunately,
That one. It's not it. Hey, everybody's trying to reach the nirvana, right?
trying to reach that pinnacle.
The nirvana, yeah. The heaven, the peak,
That's it.
Whatever they're trying to get to. Everyone's
brother.
got their own versions of it. That's the
Amen.
thing. You got a scientist, and his peak is, I want to find the next cure.
I want to
for
discover
the-
some new shit.
Yes.
That's it. I want to be known for something. I want my name on something. Like I want my name to be on the next AIDS. Like I don't want it to be called AIDS. I
You
want
want
it
it
to be called
be
like
on the next AIDS.
Dades.
AIDS.
That's Dan AIDS.
Yes, I know. We've all got
Oh, I know.
AIDS, mate.
It's called
We
a
all
Belgian
suffer
dip.
with it.
It's called a Belgian dip.
It's called the. Oh, I tell you what, this is this good.
Great segue.
This is a great place to bring it up. So,
Bring it.
So Dan, the Cockney, as he always will be and always ever will be.
Like part Cockney.
Explain to me, an amateur. I'm not too familiar with the lingo.
Go on.
We've got the Belgian dip, the Belgian. Explain that to
Well, the Belgian
audience.
dip
Yeah.
isn't Cockney rhyming slang in any stretch of the imagination.
No.
That has literally come from Austin Powers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know you're
alright.
surprised.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
I say
okay.
it a lot,
See,
you
we
didn't know.
waited. We've been talking
Yeah.
about
No, we
this
have.
for like 6 months.
I know.
And now,
I
on
know.
the podcast, he brings it
I
out.
had to keep it to a time where I could surprise you.
You knew this was coming.
I knew
you
it
were
all
waiting
along.
for this day.
Literally, in the cab on the way over, I was like, I'm going to
He
surprise
literally, we took an Uber here, and he still didn't say it. But for the audience, for the unknown, what's the Belgian dip?
It
Dan?
is incredibly underwhelming, entirely. It's
Yeah?
a scene from Austin Powers where basically Dr. Evil takes a sip of his cappuccino and gets a little mustache of coffee
as it's known
on
in
his
the West.
on his lip, and basically Frau, if you know your Austin Powers, says, "Hey doctor, you have a mustache." He's like, "Oh, I know. It's called a Belgian dip," and that is literally all it is.
Right. Okay. So what's the Albanian steering wheel?
Well, look, the fable that is the Albanian steering wheel is it's rarely spoken about. It doesn't happen ever.
No?
It takes a lot of coordination, a lot of organisation.
Yeah.
And well, let's just start from the start.
Okay.
So everyone obviously knows what a Dutch rudder is. Jake, do you know what a Dutch rudder is?
I don't. Explain it to me and the audience.
Okay, so 2 geezers. Okay, we're not gay. We're straight men. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. That's fine, of course. Dutch rudder. Okay, I grab my dick. You grab your dick.
Right.
Okay, your free arm grabs my dick arm, and my free arm grabs your dick arm.
I see.
And then we just churn it.
Just keep
churn
it
it like
motion.
we're churning butter.
Keep it going.
So literally like a train, like an old style steam train.
Yeah.
So you just got that movement. So that's called a Dutch rudder. Now
that's not homosexual because
Not at all.
I'm not jerking
Not at
you
all,
off,
yeah,
and
exactly.
you're not jerking me off.
Exactly. I'm touching my dick. You're touching your dick. There's nothing gay
Nothing
about
about it is
Just 2 guys,
homosexual.
2
I see.
good friends.
Right.
Dutch rudder.
Two
Alright.
good friends.
Yeah.
The closest.
Yeah,
of
probably
friends.
closer than most. but
than the average friend.
there's nothing gay about it. It's
I
it's just natural.
Okay.
And then we go to the double Dutch rudder. So we get 4 geezers.
4.
Okay. So this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. So let's say me and you,
Yeah.
exactly what we were doing before, but instead of your free hand on my dick hand, you've got it on Joseph next to you.
I see.
And then Ahmed, opposite him, has got his free hand on my dick hand, and
I
vice
see.
versa. So then you've got 4 geezers. You're
I see.
churning that.
Like a 4-way train system
Exactly.
going
That's
on.
exactly what it's like.
No
So
one's touching each other's dick. We have to make this
Exactly.
a priority.
This is
no one
exactly
here
it.
is gay.
No.
We're all straight men.
no, just straight men
jerking
having a good
ourselves
time.
off.
So everyone's just literally just churning that butter,
Yeah.
literally over and over again, like a steam train. Like we're
Yeah.
going down the line, Northern Line coming into fucking what's it called?
The station.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Okay, so now we get to the fable. Now this one is relatively unheard of. I say relatively, it is unheard of by the majority of
No
people.
one's ever done
No
this.
one's ever done it. It's never actually been proven
Or
to have ever
recorded.
happened ever. Because you can never find eight geezers that would do it.
I could find you 8 geezers. I can tell you right now.
Well, I've no doubt that you could. I really don't. But okay, so what we're talking about here? We're talking about obviously double Dutch rudder. That's 4 geezers. That's child's play.
Of course.
That's child's play. But you need to find 8 geezers who are willing
That's
to
double.
to participate in a perfect circle, which is what's known as the Albanian steering
The
wheel.
Albanian steering
So
wheel.
essentially, it's a Dutch rudder times 4.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're looking at yeah. I'd say times 4. So we're looking at 8 geezers. 8 geezers churning that butter, working that train in a perfect circle, and while they're doing it, they're sidestepping. So they never stop moving.
So it's a constant movement circle.
Constant movement. So
I
no
see.
one person is in the same
Is that
place.
necessary
it's
to
it's
complete
literally
the Dutch rudder or the Albanian steering wheel?
Albanian
even?
steering wheel is the concepts of the Dutch rudder,
Yeah.
but it's also
Multiplied.
you're using both left and right side of your brain.
Right.
Because whilst working the arm of the other man,
Yeah.
you've also got to keep your legs moving in a circle. So you never stop moving. So you're doing a constant chain, like constant circle,
I see.
whilst some geezers working your wank arm.
And
But at the same, I'd just like to clarify again, this isn't gay in any way.
of course, no,
Right?
I
No
never
one's
said it
touching
was.
dicks. It's
I never
just
said it was.
you're touching your own dick.
Everyone's touching their own. We need to stress this to the audience.
Could not stress it enough.
You will not touch another dick. It will only be your own dick that you will touch.
This
which
is it.
is not homosexual.
It's not
in any
homosexual in
way.
any way. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No,
I mean,
there is.
obviously, there's steering wheels out there which aren't Albanian, where they touch people's dicks.
I've
And
heard
that's
there are
fine.
steering wheels that are not homosexual also, and that's what we need
Amen.
to focus on right now.
This is it.
This is the thing. But I think out of all the information that we've just shared right now, there's many questions that I can imagine that you, the audience, as myself, will be asking. And I think the main question is, how did you hear about such a thing, Daniel?
How did I hear about such a thing? Well,
where did you learn this information?
Do you really want to go there?
Asked before.
Do we really want to go there?
Of course we do.
Okay.
It's the ignorant professionals. And right now, I think the main topic in question is, where did the Albanian steering wheel come from?
Well, if I'm being honest, Jake, I believe the Albanian steering wheel originally came from Albania.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's a shocking topic. But where did you learn? Have you been to Albania?
Where did I learn of the Albanian steering wheel?
Have you been there?
Albania?
Yeah.
No, it's a shithole.
Nobody would go. Have you seen their currency?
Have you seen that place?
A burger costs 29 quid. No,
fuck, I don't know, 29 pence maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, United Kingdom, what's up? Represent.
Represent who?
Money is worth everything here.
I mean,
we're living the good life.
Yeah,
we are.
Is it.
Let's be honest.
Mate,
so we got a friend, Alice, who we just met, who came from. Where the fuck did she come from? Some shithole somewhere. Where'd she come? Alice, where did she come from?
Alice who?
Pollard.
Where did she come from?
Yeah, she just went on a holiday. She came back
sorry,
from
she came from
I want to say Indonesia, but
it's somewhere like it's
one of the Asian countries.
Unfortunately, that's why we're ignorant.
That's exactly where we
This
both.
is literally the premise of the entire podcast. I don't pay attention to fucking anything.
Not
it's
a word she says.
It's like the initials like SN, SJ.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
SJ.
Regardless, she came back and
Shithole.
We were sat at the bar and she gave me 120. Let's just say pound. 120 pounds in this Sri Lanka. That's where she fucking came from.
Sri
she
Lanka.
Gave me 120 Sri Lanka money. I don't know what the fuck the currency is. And she was like, "How much do you think that's worth?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. 80 quid." 80 quid. Let's just say 80 quid. She went 79 pence. And I was
79
what? And she was like, the only reason why I was allowed to legally bring it back was the fact that if it's under £1, you're not allowed to exchange it in any of the actual places. You know, the exchange currency places.
Yeah, of course.
And I just sat there and I looked at this money. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It had like...
I did catch a glimpse, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it had like tigers on it, lions and this, that, and the other. And as I was looking at this beautiful currency, I thought, thank fuck I live in the West, in Great Britain. Because one of my pounds, they'd have to throw an entire tree at me for the amount of paper they fucking use. And I just thought, I just couldn't imagine it. I'm so white. I'm so Western.
Yeah, impossibly white.
Even though I'm from a low-income area, my parents never had money. My family never had money.
Scum.
Yeah, scum. You know,
literally
the pieces
scum,
of shit. You know, the pieces of shit that Oliver Twist. You know, he would report.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
I mean, that was me times 10. That was literally me. But
if you could see him, you'd understand.
Regardless of my upbringing, it will always be better than the people who one of my pound is 10,000 of their fucking currency.
But that's just hyperinflation. Doesn't necessarily mean that their currency is wrong.
No, of course it does. Because the fact that they had to get to that point where their inflation is so high, their currency is worth
their
less.
economy fucked up.
No, I know. But when you compare our poverty to their poverty, our poverty...
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong.
This is what I'm saying. So our poverty is like, I'm going to food banks, which is a terrible thing for a person to have to go through. I'm on benefits. There are countries that don't have benefits. If you're unemployed, you have no money.
No benefits, no food banks.
You're literally on the streets, worse than our homeless. Because our homeless, they've got tents. You've all seen them. There are people out there that are sleeping under trees and leaves and rocks. Because fucking, they're going to make their own... This is where shanty towns come from. I've been to South Africa. Beautiful place when you're in the rich parts.
Of course.
You drive through the long stretches.
That's what always amazed me. Like, I went to Brazil.
Did you go to Brazil?
Yeah, I've been to South Africa, and it's literally...
Where haven't you been? Australia,
I'm a
Brazil,
man of the world, mate.
Man of the world, cultured,
man of the world. I am. What can I say?
All right.
But it's crazy how you do this tourist side of things where it's like everything's lovely, you're paying for the top hotels, you get all inclusive, this and the other, and literally the other side of the wall is shanty.
Yeah,
it's so crazy how like the wealth of the country is spread. Like if you look at the UK, it's very hard to tell.
Can be, yeah.
Like where the poverty is.
Island,
Obviously, you get these beautiful houses. Of course, you do. Like you get these like, amazing like huge mansions and shit.
And, yeah.
You really do. But obviously, you also get a lot of areas that are really heavily urban areas where lots of houses and that. But a lot of those houses are just council houses anyway. But there's not really a place where there's fucking tin sheds where people live in. There's not one thing like that.
No, it doesn't exist. The concept. Can you imagine the concept of a shanty town in the UK? We would have protest, uproars. We do already about the homeless, and that's given in any city that's going to be Swansea, Cardiff, Newport, LA, California, New York. There's always going to be the homeless, you know.
Yeah.
And
any city ever.
Yeah, exactly. It's a city thing, but I would agree that the things in Cardiff have gotten worse recently, but they're nothing like California.
No, I don't think you could ever compare to any kind of country that's outside the West. You just couldn't.
No, absolutely.
I don't think the government's really. I think they're a little bit behind in regards to human rights anyway. There are a lot of countries
our government,
no, countries outside the Western side of things. Like even if you look at China.
Elaborate. What are you trying to say?
No, if you look at like
the
China,
Eastern countries.
No, if you look at China, for example,
trying to start a race war. Yeah.
Very, very rich country. Loads of trade.
Yeah, but only like 5% of the population own all the money. That's your point, wasn't it?
This is my
stole
point.
Your point from
This is my point. You literally just stomped all over it, mate.
That's why I'm here for, mate.
My point.
Shat all over you.
I'll elaborate slightly.
Go on.
Even though you already fucking did.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, China.
Yeah.
One of the leading fucking superpowers in the world. Yeah.
They are,
shit tons of money. They import and export a shit ton of goods.
Yeah.
Loads of money. Their population is unbelievable, unprecedented compared to the US or the UK.
Once again, we don't know any figures.
No, but we don't know figures.
Professionals.
But we don't know exact figures, but we know roughly that is the case.
It's a lot.
So, they share roughly the same amount of population with India, which is very, well, probably...
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Well, India is highly populated. But, going back to China, what the fuck were we... Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, loads of rich fucking people, lots of rich people. But their quality of living, for the majority of their people, is literally shanty.
It's quite poor, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
incredibly poor.
Yeah.
And am I wrong in saying it's a communist country?
No. Well, it is called the People's Republic of China.
They always
that
are.
Is the name.
That's what makes it. It's like the North Korea.
Exactly.
The Democratic People's country of.
It's the same with Russia. Same with Russia. Do you know that Russia's a democracy? They've never had a vote.
Do you think that she's saying it as a name of the party is going to make people think, all right, that's true.
I think the concepts of naming countries like the People's Democratic Republic of China was an old concept that in the 21st century, when you got Facebook, Twitter, it doesn't work anymore.
No, of course, but before, when no one had a fucking clue,
and that's the thing. Like,
you'd think, it's a democratic country.
Like when on a global scale, if you had an enemy, the red enemy, and we're talking China, not the Soviet Union, because they collapsed. Thank fuck in the end. Otherwise, we'd all be living in a nuclear fucking bombshell.
Amen.
Then imagine you had this guy and his name was Cunty McFuckface, and you'd be like, I can't be asked to deal with Cunty McFuckface tomorrow. And he changed his name to Brian McLovin. You'd be like, he seems like a nice guy. I like Brian. And it turned out it's the same guy with a different name. But it took you decades to figure that out.
To realise.
That's kind of where we are right now.
No, I get that, of course.
Because, like, if you're from comprehensive or high school or whatever you name it, the world stage is always the exact same thing. And I mean, I would say prom king, not that we ever had prom king in the UK.
In the UK,
we don't have those kind of crazy-ass fucking concepts. But it's America. They're leading the world. They have they're the biggest economy. They have the highest military.
But I think that was all built on lies.
Of course it was.
Entirely.
Every
And I think
kingdom and
the
empire
beauty,
was
like,
built
I've got
on
a lot of
lies.
shit to say about social media. I
Of
don't
course,
necessarily
it's-
believe it's the right thing.
I think
but
we
what
mentioned that in the first podcast. We really ripped
Yeah, we
into
really did. Yeah,
and
yeah,
some
we
of the
did, yeah.
facts we mentioned there. Obviously, is still to this day, even though it's like 2 weeks later, are still going to be highlighted. And in fact,
course.
this is true.
I honestly think, like you said, those names were created years ago when there was no kind of mass communication. No one really knew
Absolutely, no
like,
satellites.
what things were.
Well, barely any satellites.
Exactly,
for
barely.
example.
People
Yeah,
had
yeah.
literally like we think about the way that Facebook now processes information and basically fake news, as they call
Yes,
it,
yes,
and how
yeah.
people just lap that shit up.
They do. Yeah.
How easy would it be for someone to say, "Oh, this is the name of a country," and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, you just believe it. Why would you not? There's no reason for you not
Yeah.
to."
On-
It's only
on-
now we have the ability to find, like, the fact that it's not the case is how it's being, like, obviously objected to.
And it's a difficult thing, especially when you're in regards to China, to even obtain that information, because China, one of the only few countries, along with like North Korea, there's like one Facebook account. North Korea. Do you know what I mean? No one else has got a Facebook account. And when
Yeah.
it comes to China, they govern their own internet, so they can censor information from Google
mental,
Images
man.
as well.
That's
So
mental.
if you were in China and you Googled like China protests, like fuck all would show up. That's how much they protest the information. Even to a fact where recently, reportedly, there have been a lot of Muslims who have been put into prison cell
concentration
and
camps.
camps. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
Essentially, concentration
well,
camps.
concentration camp is a hard term to. I get what
Well,
you're saying. You know, when we haven't seen it, so when you say concentration camp, you think Auschwitz.
I'm
You think-
sorry, mate. We haven't seen it. But
I know.
We know for a fucking fact that
I
shit's going on.
know, but you can't always leap to the worst. But
No, you can. If history teaches us anything, that people with absolute power will just take the piss anywhere they can.
No,
And
I
that's just the way it
agree
is.
with you.
You obviously, I don't know if you've heard about it. That obviously, recently there's the TikTok girl.
That's who
TikTok
I was
girl
talking
made-
about.
Yeah, exactly. She
It was
started.
it was a YouTuber. Was it a
It's-
YouTuber?
No, it's on TikTok.
With the makeup
TikTok.
tutorials.
No, it's TikTok.
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
TikTok,
And
sorry.
it was
Yeah.
essentially a fucking makeup tutorial.
Yes,
Halfway
yes,
through,
yeah.
she cuts character entirely.
And she starts talking
and
about
starts
the
talking about
camps.
Muslims
Yeah.
who are in these concentration camps
Well,
that are getting
prison
this, that, and the
camps.
other. Yeah, prison camps.
Well,
yeah.
oh, yeah, concentration camps, prison camps. Do you know what I mean? I think the only difference between the two is that the prison camps is you're a prisoner, you're not allowed outside the bound, you're given lunch at this time, you're given dinner at this time, you're in a prison. With the concentration camps, if they starve you to death and work you to death, and I know as
understand, of
crazy
course.
as you want to
I'm
go
ignorant
about
as fuck.
China, I don't know if they've got the balls to go that far.
Yeah.
Because the difference is that China, for the reason that they want to get rid of them, is completely political. Whereas when Germany they didn't believe that the Jewish race were humans. They would refer them to as ras.
Yeah.
Would. Do you know what I mean? That's the only difference that I want to come from. And I know that it's easy to say it is that kind of place.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to be wary about the word. Personally, it's just the way I feel about it. But hey, you know what? I'm saying this now. In 3 weeks, they'll be like, Muslims have been starved, worked to death. I'm like, oh, fuck. My podcast
Yeah,
will be
you
taken
would,
down. I'll be taken to Israel as a war
Mate,
criminal.
I'm sorry, but speaking of fucking podcasts taken down, what is China doing to every single business that they've got any kind of stake in? They're censoring everything. Obviously, the whole Blizzard campaign with that guy, is it Hearthstone?
Hearthstone.
Sorry.
I love
the Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
The
Oh, he's
Hearthstone
such
player.
a commoner.
Fucking that whole Hong Kong fucking riots,
Yes, man. Mate, Hong Kong's a fucking mess,
It's
mate.
ridiculous.
I kind of want to
Mate.
go over there and just set some police cars on fire.
How can you differentiate between? I don't want to sound like
Racist.
over the top here. How can you differentiate between China as it currently is and Nazi Germany?
I get what you're saying. I do. I completely, absolutely agree with what you're saying. I think the only difference between them is race. I think that's the only thing. Whereas I get what you're saying in terms of control. China and Nazi Germany are the exact same. Like, I don't even know. I'm like, obviously, don't quote me on this. Once again, ignorant professionals, right?
Yeah.
But
Hit me.
everybody's got a secret service, right? You got CIA, you got
But we
MI6, you got Spetsnaz.
Have fucking no idea
what
Chinese
what
secret
they're even
service are.
called. Not
are
that
they
they
called?
exist. We don't even know
Exactly,
what
yeah.
the secret
And of course they
service of
fucking
China is
exist.
called.
Of
Well,
course.
everybody has a secret
That's
service.
what I mean.
Even Finland got a secret service, and they don't do fucking anything.
There's-
But everybody's got a secret service,
Mate, there's
but
some
we don't
agenda
even know.
there. Of course, there's a fucking agenda. The whole South China Sea fucking incident with the islands that have been taken over, and they've installed military bases.
I agree.
And creating their own man-made islands. It goes against international law.
well,
Yet they get away with it because they are such a huge power.
You say man-made island, the military complexes. That's exactly what they're establishing around their borders. And and it was like this would be completely understandable in the Second World War. This is 2019, and China is still acting like we're in a state of war.
Exactly.
And I don't understand it.
And it's still so covert, as if people have no fucking idea what's going on.
Well, when you own the media, the internet, the mass information.
But they're trying to.
No, but
Like,
they already do. They're not trying to.
They do.
Own
I mean,
everything.
like you've seen, like what happened with the NBA. Obviously, huge, massive, fucking controversy. What happened with them?
I no idea, sir. I'm not familiar.
Not at all.
No,
so
no,
obviously
no,
the
go
Hong
on.
Kong riots, everything that's been going on. It's been going on for what, like 5-6 months now?
Yeah.
Long time.
See, I only
Obviously-
know the esports side of it. You mentioned sports. I'm like, what the fuck
Yeah,
are you
man.
talking
So-
about?
One of the NBA players, I don't have a fucking clue who it was.
Chinese?
Huh?
Was he Chinese?
He wasn't. No, he was American.
My God.
But I know, yeah. But he tweeted out against China, supporting the Hong Kong riots and the protests and democracy and things like that. And
he
then,
was supporting the riots.
yeah, no,
Okay,
he was
yeah.
supporting the democracy and
Yeah,
their and their
the
choice to
revolutionists.
choose and of course, yeah. And within hours, they come
was
out with a
butt
statement.
raped. What? Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. They come out with like, "Oh, we didn't mean what he said wasn't right. We don't agree with that at all."
Who was that coming from? His sponsors, his agents.
Well, the NBA entirely shut it down because the NBA is literally funded a lot by China.
I don't follow basketball.
It's not just fucking basketball. It's everything. It's everything.
You're saying that as if I'm going to Tesco and there's Hong Kong riots going in Tesco.
Mate.
What? It's not just the
Look,
NBA, Jake.
I get what you're saying, but China have got their fingers, their dirty little fingers,
Yes.
in a lot of fucking
Dirty little
pies.
Chinese
In
fingers.
a lot of pies. A lot of pies.
All the pies.
And they're cracking down on every kind of news agent who are like speaking out against it. Any kind of.
The thing is, this isn't news. It's
not news.
This is what they've been
but
doing
people
for a long
have become
time.
wise to it. In the day and age of the internet, people are more informed now. If you look at politics, more and more people, young people especially, are becoming interested in politics because you can't lie and get away with it these days.
Of course not, no.
We circle it back to the whole fucking Democratic People's Republic of China, what the fuck they want to say.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Such
it's
a
all
bullshit
words,
name, yeah.
But people know better. And the information's there to view. And China are doing their best to censor that shit. Whether it be the NBA and whether it be Hearthstone or Hearthstone, whatever it is. Anything that goes against China, they're doing their very best to stop that.
And I guess one of the reasons why I'm being so cynical about the situation is that this has been going on for so long, and I guess what kind of frustrates me about this, I'm a big history buff. You know that, and I know that. And I've known that China have done this for decades, and there's been protest after protest after protest about this communist party that was now pretending to be democratic, and it isn't in any way. It doesn't care about free speech. It doesn't care about free rights. It doesn't care about the workers, the people at all. It's
But
all
Hong
about...
Kong isn't China.
No, I know, but it's all about the small
But
percentage.
China
of the
are
people.
trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
No. I understand and I appreciate that, but what you're saying is you're talking from a point of view about China as if, in the nicest way, like all of this is news. Like everybody all of a sudden is finding out
they've been
that
doing it for
China
hundreds
are
of
not
years. Look.
the good guys.
Look,
but the only thing I'm trying to say.
Please don't get me wrong.
No, I'm not. No, it's not you. No, it's not you. It's the people in general. And the only reason is like you said, the TikTok lady with about the makeup.
Yeah.
About
But TikTok is owned by China.
Yeah, I know about that. And esports streaming. Luckily, esports is a shared commerce where like Korea, fuck Koreans, man. Let's not talk about those
Like
Korean
Activision
gamers.
Blizzard. jump on top of that as if like
exactly.
They enter some kind of half-assed apology about the entire thing.
Yes.
Which was vague as fuck, which everyone at the time was like, oh yeah, that explains everything. But then when everyone has the chance to look at it, they're like, hang on a second.
Hang on.
It wasn't even an apology. It was like a backhanded sort of
sheets.
explanation.
These sheets are covered in shit.
That's it.
What's going on
Some
here?
geezer turns up with greasy long ass hair and he's like, we're really sorry for what's happened in the last few weeks. But they didn't say that the guy's been reinstated as a player or whatever. In your face. Hey, that's what I mean. It's a load of bollocks, mate. Unfortunately, the world is run by money, and China has a fucking fountain of money that they can't even get rid of. Yeah. They spend a lot of their excess money. They buy American fucking bonds. They buy it and stockpile American bonds.
This is news to me. What's your sources?
They literally...
Dan, he can't even reveal his sources. He knows so much information.
This is honestly ignorant shit that I've just read on the internet on Reddit.
I was going to say Reddit. I read on Reddit that they're buying loads of American bombs.
Because they've got such a surplus of income or like expendable money that they do that.
And it's by the ridge, the top of the creme de la creme of the public.
Of course.
10%, the 5%. But
they're living in such a dark age where it's like they're trying to protect this image of China where it's democratic and they're so friendly to all cultures and all religions and that, and it's just not the case. And in the age of the internet,
the most racist government that exists.
But in the age of the internet, it's not possible. You can see in very obviously a much smaller scale in Britain, like with all the different parties, politicians cannot get away with shit anymore. They can't lie to people because there's the evidence that will always go against them. Always.
I think we're seeing this a lot with only tying it back a little bit to the UK, where it comes to our own government. So, say what you want about Corbyn, the Labour Party and the Tories and this, that, the other, but I think people are starting to realise, maybe this is just me saying this at this time, God knows when this is and the election comes to. It's probably still be another 4 years of fucking Tories. But I think people are starting to realise that there are lies. There's a lot of lies coming through. This bullshit constantly. And I'm not saying Corbyn's saying all the truth at all. There's not a single politician that I know, like when it comes to Barack Obama, everybody sucked his dick.
Oh yeah.
Right? Obviously, he's cool, he's black, he's the nice guy, and everyone was like, and that's the thing. When it came to George Bush, when George Bush first came out, they were like, he's Christian, do you know what I mean? He's a hard, he's a guy from Texas, man. Yeah.
But he's an easy scapegoat.
He's a man of the people. Hey, that's the third point I'll get to. I will get there, though. The fact that obviously everyone knows that the President of the United States is just a puppet. But when he came out, they were like, everyone loved him. And then they found out that Americans were torturing people. And they were like, it's kind of Christian.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Christians used to torture people.
It's for the greater good.
I get where they're coming from. Christians used to torture people, that's fine. And then there was Barack Obama.
Well, this is it, yeah.
And Barack Obama, he was scientific. He was almost atheist. Do you know what I mean? Everyone was like, science, technology, the future, we love it. And then Barack Obama, drone program. We're killing millions of people with drones.
Under his command.
And they were like,
Under his command,
it's kind of scientific.
Than George Bush did.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't quote me on those stats, but
I won't.
Apparently that's...
I will not.
Apparently, ignorant professionals coming at you live 3 times more, authorised those drone
under
strikes.
the Obama administration compared
of course.
To the Bush. It's difficult. It's a difficult one to say because
because he had such a presence, such charisma, and because he's black and because he's the first black president. Why would
the only black
the OG, the big dog,
OG black
the big
president,
dog. Mate? And don't get me wrong, I thought everyone loved the guy, everyone did.
I liked
the facts
Obamacare.
Don't lie. The facts don't lie.
I liked Obamacare. I thought that was a great idea. I liked a lot of his socialist views that he had, and there's a lot of shit about Obama that I didn't like. But I appreciate that, as we were talking just a couple of seconds ago, that imagine you were going to be president right now, right? And you would say, I'm going to do this, and this, man. Socialist, this. I'm going to give everyone Ferraris. Everyone's going to get a dick sucked every day. And then you come into the president, and then all the corporations turn up.
Yeah.
And then the CIA turn up. NSA turn up.
We all know
and they
that
say,
corporations
Oklama Bugdadi Badada, he's going to destroy your entire country with this bomb.
Yeah.
You need to invade this country immediately. This is day one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You haven't even put your fucking slippers on here, man. You don't know what's going on. And
it's
these
all,
guys, and they're so easily...
It's all flannel.
Exactly.
Propaganda
and then
at its finest. It's
and then
easy.
when you look at the UK, we've almost got the same thing. Now, we haven't got, obviously... I mean, the MI5, MI6 don't have the same kind of control that the CIA and the FBI do over the USA. But what we do have is lobbyists. And the lobbyists have got all the money, and they're all the big oil mechanics. You know, the big companies that have all the money, that have their own agendas. This is the same reason why Boris Johnson didn't turn up to the summit with a meeting live when everyone was talking about the climate, not the climate change, not global warming, the climate crisis that is going on right now. Everybody was there but Boris Johnson. Why do you think that is?
Farage.
Who would you think he... Oh, yeah, well, Nigel Farage. No, he's not even... He doesn't exist anymore. Nigel Farage, he was part of a small group called UKIP that was slightly popular with the old and the racist people.
I still think, though, in saying that, you still have to, like, account for him being there. Like, he does represent a large population of the country. He just does. Yeah, he does. He just literally just does.
Well... The way I feel about it, I guess personally, is the fact that UKIP will never be in control, right? UKIP will never be in charge of this country.
No, UKIP's pretty much dead.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm saying. I know, I appreciate that. So if you had to say Nigel Farage, whose side is he on? You have to say the Tories, the white supremacist, racist, money-hungry motherfuckers that don't want to tax the corporations, that don't want to tax the billionaires or the millionaires, the people with all the money, and they're more than happy for the food stall to go up and up and up and up, for the food banks to become a crisis, for homeless to become a... They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right? And you've got Corbyn. Now... Say what you want about the man, okay? Personally, I'm not a massive fan of him. And I wasn't a massive fan of him after he said that he wanted the disinstalled Trident. Now, in the manifesto the Labour recently brought out, they said that they want to reinstall Trident. Now, for those who don't know what Trident is the nuclear and anti-nuclear submarine defenses that we have. So we've got about, don't quote me on this, ignorant professionals, 3 or 4 nuclear submarines that constantly coast around the UK.
Yeah,
anti-nuclear submarines, the nuclear defenses. Should we live in a world where we don't need nuclear bombs? Obviously. Of course. Do we live in a world where we don't need nuclear bombs? No, we fucking don't.
Not, no.
North Korea, man. Yeah. China. Fuck those guys, man.
In an ideal world, what Jeremy Corbyn represents, that, of course, in the ideal world.
No, but I know, but he's come out and he said that we should put more money towards the Trident project. Now, originally I didn't like him because I didn't believe that we should uninstall and disarm our nuclear weapons. Not that I'm a negative warmongering individual, but I didn't think that we should hide away our teeth from the enemy. And the only thing I gotta say right now is that Dan just did a fart that sounded precisely like a duck in danger. If a fox was trying to eat a duck, it just came out of Dan's ass. That's an incredible sound that you cannot repeat.
I've got some dodgy bowels, guys. I'm sorry.
He's had a lot of chicken.
Jake, I have. Jake is unfortunately receiving.
And it wasn't like he cooked some chicken at home when he bought it in. He went to a supermarket.
Man. Oh yeah.
And he bought a packet of pre-made chicken on a stick.
That's literally it, with mango chutney.
Mango and chutney.
Chicken.
It was made 6 years ago in a factory.
Amen,
Dan
brother.
just ingested it.
Democracy.
For democracy. For the people.
For the people.
It was chicken of the people.
Yeah, the Communist
crawling
Party
out of his ass.
The ignorant professionals.
The most disgusting thing a human being could ever consume aside from a pot noodle.
Amen.
Dan's eaten 6 of them.
I love it.
Hey,
I love it. What can I say?
someone's got to buy him. Someone's got to
Well,
be
this
the
is it. I'm
market.
the only person keeping him in business, I think.
He's just Dan.
Yeah,
Eating
just me.
Pre-cooked chicken made 6 years ago.
Mate, I've bought into the lie that protein is everything. So
It makes you think. I tell you what, it makes you think about a lot of the foods that they sell. That's like pre-made, pre-cooked.
mate, are we going to get onto the old?
What's the shelf life on this stuff? You know?
What's it? Yeah.
How long
We're going
is
to get
this
onto the old cereal farming and shit like that. Is that what we're going to get into?
Is that what we talk? Was this the cowspiracy?
Yes, it's the cowspiracy.
I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian.
He's
But
not.
over the last few weeks, I have been eating a vegan and vegetarian food.
But I don't necessarily think you're doing it as a result of the whole climate change thing, where people are pushing to turn vegan, as it were.
Absolutely not. No.
As a way to combat climate change.
No. I'm eating vegetarian and vegan food completely for selfish reasons. I've been eating nothing but McDonald's and KFC and fatty fucking kebabs for weeks, and now I'm at a stage where, oh shit, none of my genes fit. I'm getting fat as fuck. I need to start eating vegetables, or I'm going to die at the age of 32.
This boy's only eating a salad all day.
That's all I've had to eat today.
What's that? Maybe like 350 calories max.
Who knows? But I'm one of I don't believe in animal cruelty, and I do believe in a lot of that. The cow conspiracy that we're destroying rainforests to make more grass for animals for cow. But I don't give a fuck about those. I don't give a fuck about you, this planet. Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna die in a couple of years, and I don't give a shit if I'm here or not. I'm not gonna have any kids. So I don't give a shit.
I was literally just about to say, what about the next generation?
Oh, fuck the next generation, man. Basically, 3 generations before us, they said to us that our generation was going to be the future. No, not our generation, our grandparents. That generation is going to be the future. And then when they fucked everything up, it was going to be their kids are going to be the future. And all of a sudden, we were the future. And I've lived my life. I am not the fucking future. I have got nothing to save. I've got nothing. I'm not gonna be a scientist. I'm not gonna be the next fucking Einstein. Now they're telling me, oh, don't take a plane. Don't use so much petrol. Turn off your lights because your kids are the future. So fuck my kids.
So would you say that it's sort of like just scaremongering in a way? Like it's sort of a case of, look, we've created this. The only way that we can deal with it is if we fix it. Or do you think it's just a natural thing that the world goes through and it has done for thousands or millions of years?
It's a bit of a couple of things, right? So it's one of those situations where I'm like, is it a natural thing? Well, there's a lot of the scientific information that says that the global temperature of Mars is increasing at the same time as Earth, right? We would suggest that it's a solar thing, something to do with our planet, right? But at the same time, you cannot deny the fact that we're releasing a lot of carbon dioxide into the oxygen that shouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah, of course.
From burning, fossil fuel, coal, this, that, and the other. And then there's the third side that I've watched a lot of the Mad Max films, and I would love for my great-grandchildren to be racing a fucking car around the place, shooting mutants off the side of their cars. Mate, if that was up to me, I would live that life.
I mean, that is a dream.
That's the dream. It's the
That
dream.
is a dream. How
Why
fucking
would
cool
I
would
take that dream away from my grandkids?
I know my great-great-grandson is tearing his arsehole up around the fucking plains of Africa.
Sawing off shotgun out. Poof, mutant 1 dead. Poof, mutant 2 dead.
How could you argue with that? How cool is that?
Why would I take it away from him?
Why would you deprive him of such a life?
Why would I deprive him of such an opportunity?
Exactly.
Why should I? I mean, we've all seen fucking, what's his name from Mad Max, the actor, crazy as shit.
Tom Hardy.
No, not Tom Hardy. Fuck you,
The new
Tom Hardy. Oh, Tom Hardy. No, 1, 2, 3. Come on,
Tom
Mad
Hardy,
Max,
mate. Bane.
the originals.
Come on, Bane. How could you take? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You want to bring it back to Bane? I'm looking at his eyes.
I want to bring it back to purely
give it
Dark Knight Rises.
I love Tom. Just give me the name of the actor that was from...
He was Australian guy, wasn't he? I've no fucking idea.
Oh, come on. He's racist as shit. We all know.
Mate.
Anti-Semitism. We all know it. What's his name? Not
Max.
George Clooney. I mean, people once again are screaming at us.
Fucking hell.
You know who he
George
is.
Clooney,
You know who he is. Oh,
Nah,
what's
man.
his fucking name? It's gonna fucking kill me. I'm gonna have to get my mobile phone out and I
Go on.
threw it away for the podcast.
Drop some knowledge on us.
We'll never know. But that guy that we're all talking about, the crazy ass motherfucker that was recently in another film with fucking Will Ferrell and fucking what's his name?
Will Ferrell?
Yeah, and
who?
Mark Wahlberg. Daddy's Home 2. He was in that as well.
Fucking Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson!
Mel Gibson!
Yeah, Mel Gibson. Yeah,
Mate,
he
that
was
crazy bastard.
Yeah, that mad fucking
That
wild
mad cunt, mate.
motherfucker who
Fair
would get
play.
drunk and crash people in their cars and talk shit about the
Mate,
Jewish
real
race.
recognise real. What a fucking
Real
hero.
recognise. What a hero.
Absolute hero.
I
People's
just want to
champion.
inform the audience that we are not anti-Semitic in any way. We aren't, genuinely. But I
we
love
ain't.
Mel Gibson.
But
In
like,
a lot
look,
of ways. He's Braveheart, man.
no, exactly. Look, you got credit where it's due.
Credit where credit is due. He hates the Jews.
Credit where it's
that's
due.
a negative thing. He was Braveheart, though. I see where you're coming from.
Well, this
you
is
know?
it.
But he was shit in Daddy's Home
Pick
too.
your battles.
But if we gotta talk about it, we gotta talk about it. And the subject is Tom Hardy. That's exactly what they call it.
Of course it is, yeah.
Now, let's get into Tom Hardy. Now, it's so difficult to start when we talk about Tom Hardy. Now, for me, like one of the biggest roles I saw him in, and I was like, "Oh yeah, man, this guy is good." And that was Batman.
Yeah.
What's the third one called?
Dark Knight Rises.
I've
mate.
drunk
How
too
could
much
you
whiskey.
possibly
I've drunk too much
forget?
whiskey.
How could you possibly forget?
Because we've gone through 3/4.
The three best.
Mate, we're like the dribbles
films.
of this bottle of
we're at
whiskey.
dregs now.
We're
We're at
legit
dregs.
the dregs. And you're like, how could you not remember such
You
a
also got
thing?
the three best fucking films about Batman we've ever seen.
The
You got-
best.
what is
Yeah.
it? Batman Begins.
Amazing.
Dark Knight,
Incredible, man.
Dark
Rest
Knight
in peace,
Rises.
Heath Ledger.
of course.
Oh,
of course,
naturally.
of course.
And then the man himself, Tom Hardy. Now,
course.
I never saw Cray Twins. Did you ever see it?
Legend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is that what
you
you're
know that
about?
film,
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Cray Twins?
Oh, I saw Legend, of course.
I didn't see it, man.
Mate,
no,
what a
no.
fucking talented fucking actor.
Was he good in it?
Insane, mate.
See-
He played two characters at once.
I-
Obviously, Ronnie and Reggie Cray.
Yes, the retarded one and the non-retarded.
Yeah.
So a lot of people told me that one of them came across as too much retarded. And as we all know,
yeah, Reggie.
you
I
don't go
believe.
full retard. And apparently,
go full retard, mate,
you
no.
never go full.
No,
retard.
no, no.
Tom came across as slightly full retard.
Just
No,
a little bit.
did he? You've seen it, I haven't. Go on. What's your opinion?
he did. He did a little bit. Obviously, playing two characters, he's got to change his acting style massively for both,
I mean,
both parties.
naturally, yeah.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, the Cray twins. Not that I know much about them myself, but obviously they're two entirely different characters. Obviously they're brothers, but
Yeah.
they're two different personalities entirely. One of them's a fucking hot-head who acts on fucking emotion, where the other one is entirely tactical and more like business orientated.
So the retarded one is like,
Yeah.
Once again,
You
from
say-
the first podcast, I don't know if we can say retarded. Definitely able.
We say retarded. He certainly weren't fucking retarded.
There
He's
we
just
go.
smart as fuck.
Oh, he
but,
was.
like-
He was. Smart.
Oh no, he's smart.
Oh,
geezer.
I genuinely don't know.
Smart
so,
guy,
like,
but
ignorant, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Naturally.
But in comparison to the other characters, obviously Reggie.
yeah.
I think it's a testament to the way Tom Hardy portrays characters is incredible. Like playing two characters, that's mental, and especially the way it's got to be filmed, and obviously it's his face on two different people cutting
Yeah,
the
of
same
course,
scene.
yeah.
That's a fucking lot of work for one geezer to work. He's got to literally the entire film rests on this one geezer playing more than one character. It's a lot to jump between the two.
Yeah, that's fair, and I definitely appreciate that. Like, I haven't even seen the film, but I can
believe you haven't
appreciate
seen
the
it, mate.
skill.
It's such a great film. There's a particular scene which obviously everyone knows about.
Except
where
me.
He turns up. He turns up in a pub. I don't know if this is spoilers for you. Probably is
No, go
spoilers
on,
for
go
you.
on.
He turns up in the pub So the pair of them, the two brothers, get ambushed by a rival gang, essentially. And Ronnie is the geezer, like, very charismatic.
Is it Ronnie and Reggie?
Ronnie and Reggie,
What kind of mum?
I know, yeah.
What kind of mum?
This absolute
Lazy ass mum.
Did not give them boys any fucking start in life, did they?
No, they started off on a bad game.
Yeah.
They were handed a bad deck.
Ronnie and
weren't
Reggie.
they? A bad hand.
Ronnie and Reggie.
Yeah.
Well, Ronnie's the charismatic geezer, like. So he loves to talk the talk, walk the walk. And he basically turns up in the pub. He gets surrounded by about like six to eight geezers. One guy. And then obviously Reggie turns up, who is also Tom Hardy.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, naturally, of course. And the way he literally just turns that character around, mate, is just it's incredible. Like, I'd love to try and quote it or try and recreate it on this podcast.
You'll probably butcher it. You'll butcher it. You'll ruin the whole film for
no
me.
justice.
That's why I don't want to watch
it. It's the one particular scene that you watch and you just fuck. It's like, this guy is incredible.
Hairs
Exactly.
standing on your arms.
Oh yeah. No, I wouldn't necessarily.
It's
like,
not that good.
I wouldn't necessarily. Like, I wouldn't say it's like the fucking Citizen Kane of fucking British television or
Still
film.
haven't seen Citizen
But
Kane, man.
well, neither have I. But that's
You're talking about shit. Ignorant professionals.
ignorant professionals. But that's what people say. They compare shit to that, don't they? But like the guy, like, there's no doubt about it. He's got a massive talent. Obviously, have you seen Bronson?
No.
Bronson's
The only thing I've
insane.
seen. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt.
That's the
Oh,
only
fucking
thing.
guy. Oh, mate, honestly, it's
That's
fucking
all I've seen.
quality.
And already I like it.
Obviously, he's played a lot of like low characters. But obviously, Dark Knight Rises playing Bane. But
Amazing.
he's like 5 foot tall.
Give me your best Bane quote, Daniel.
Best Bane quote. Okay.
Right.
Wow, there's so many, Jade. There's so many.
How about what's the one where they're you merely adapted to the darkness. I was born in it. Born by it. I didn't see the light until I was a man.
It was nothing to me but blinding.
There we go. That was it. Blinding. Such and the thing is, it's like physically, like you know more,
Mate.
like Dan. He knows a lot more about this than me. I'm a skinny little dude. Do you know what I mean?
where
As
you're
much as I
getting at
joke
this,
about
yeah.
being fat as fuck, in all honesty, compared to me and Dan, I'm a skinny little dude. Dan's the big dude. The no, I wouldn't say bodybuilder, but he's big. Do you know what I mean? He works out. He knows what he's doing.
Thanks, man.
healthy, in big, eating this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So I've seen Tom Hardy as Bane. Mate,
Yeah.
he's fucking massive.
Yeah, huge.
But
Like,
then
man,
I
traps
saw-
for days, mate.
Yes, but I
Unbelievable traps. Like,
yeah, he's huge.
the boy throughout his entire career, he's shrunk and built himself up for so many different roles. You got Warrior. Have you seen Warrior?
No.
Warrior, he
What's
plays
Warrior?
a UFC fighter.
No, I've
So
not.
essentially,
not seen
it's
it.
him and his brother. They come
Not
from
even heard of it.
Have you not?
No.
Fuck me, man. They come from like an estranged family. The main character, I couldn't have a fucking clue what that geezer's name is. I haven't seen him ever since. But essentially, he dropped out of the army. He got dishonorably discharged, or he
For what? For like fight and scrapping, I'm guessing.
not even that. I think no, it wasn't. I don't think he got discharged. I actually think it was what's the word? But they fucking abandoned their post.
Oh, like missing in action. Is it kind of like MIA kind of?
Yeah, but it's like a word for it. It's like an official army term for it.
Well, when you abandon, like
yeah,
desert
literally, you've
it?
given orders and you've denied them,
Like
and you just done what the fuck you want.
Oh, I mean, once again, people are screaming.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, but that film, literally, like,
Yeah.
without going into all that,
Yeah.
he got fucking ripped as fuck. The guy's got traps, literally, from his ear rolls to his fucking shoulder.
Wow.
Like, massive geezer, like, exactly like he was in Bane. But if you think about him, he's only about 5'6". So, when you look at him in Dark Knight Rises...
I mean, am I 5'6"? Am I shorter than that? I'm a short guy.
I'd say you're probably about the same size as him.
I think
He's a-
me and Tom Hardy.
he's a relatively small guy for the roles he's playing.
But the thing, the camera adds.
Well,
the
this is
height.
it.
Like
No,
like
but they
Tom
gave
Cruise.
him. They
Tom
gave him.
Cruise is
They gave him
short.
stilts. They gave him stilts, but
They
he's
gave Tom
the
Hardy
mass.
stilts.
Yeah.
You
the mass of this
fucking with
geezer's
me
back
right
and
now.
shoulders is unprecedented. You can't take that away from him. Like you can't change someone's height, but you can increase mass and muscle. And this geezer knows how to fucking pack it on. So Warrior, excuse me, Warrior.
I love it. He turned away to breathe in and then turned into the microphone to burp.
Mate, you got to give the people what they want. So Warrior and Dark Knight Rises, mate, fucking got massive, obviously. And there's a lot of behind the scenes of him and Christian Bale where Is he
taller than Christian Bale?
He's on a step, or he's on some kind of elevated platform. Christian Bale's quite a decent-sized geezer anyway.
Because he looks massive compared to Batman.
Well,
that's
the
whole
point.
It's Bane.
It's the whole point.
Exactly.
Obviously, Christian Bale's in good shape anyway. He was in great shape for all the Batman films.
He was, yeah.
But Tom Hardy, for those films, fucking beefed up to the point where it wasn't even about definition. It was literally pure mass. So if you look at him in Dark Knight Rises, you can't see his stomach is just normal.
Yeah,
it's literally like just like a big old fat stomach, but his fucking arms and shoulders. He walks around like he carries himself like a fucking bodybuilder. He was so
massive. I didn't even look at the stomach. Do you know what I mean? He's huge.
But you see him, the way the camera angle, if you ever look at Bane in any of them films, the camera angle is always from the bottom. Always from the bottom, looking up
to make him taller.
It makes exactly.
Oh,
it gives the impression of a taller geezer. So he's literally standing there. Like I think there's a scene in the sewer when obviously Batman comes into the sewer.
Yeah.
And before he approaches him, he's like speaking to his like the geezer.
Catwoman. Is it?
No, he's speaking to like that random mercenary geezer.
The lieutenant, dude. The no-named random.
The no-name mercenary.
Yeah.
And he's like literally the camera views from down here, and he's like, he looks like a fucking animal. He turns around, and then obviously Batman drops down into it.
Yeah.
And then the lights go out, and he just starts fucking laying into him. But when you see the fight between him and Christian Bale, it's incredible. Like, obviously, you've seen the film.
Of course, I have. Multiple times. Yeah, I love that. He's just
fucking laying the fuck out, and it's so weighted. Like, every punch, it looks weighted as fuck, and he just looks like an absolute unit.
I walked out of that cinema with my testicles shrunk. I felt like someone was beating me in the balls. That's how good it was, man. Yeah.
It was incredible, and I think if you look at some of his other films, like, he plays a lot of, I think he did, like, a rom-com with some pretty-looking boy in America.
Oh, gay rom-com. Huh?
No.
What?
Oh, no. It was, what the fuck it was called?
Tom Hardy in a rom-com.
Anyway, yeah.
I don't believe it.
The geezer's skinny as fuck. Like, he's like little noodle arms, little noodle legs, just like a genuine geezer. Like, he obviously looks after himself, but he's not nothing special.
Yeah.
So you, exactly like you, yeah. The way he can transform his body is incredible.
But would you say that's unhealthy for the body? So, like, for example...
Well, before you continue, Christian Bale is within the same thing. Like, obviously, he spends...
The Mechanist?
Exactly. He dropped, like, what, 6 stone?
He had to go anorexic. You could see his ribs.
And he's done dramatic weight loss and weight gain throughout all of his films.
So how does a person get there? What would you have, like as a person who, you know, you're drinking, like for instance, we went to a pub earlier today, right? And I'm there drinking my fucking fruity fucking cider because I'm a massive fucking pussy.
Yeah, he is.
And there's fucking down with his Guinness, and he gets out his chicken and his sandwich and his Huel protein shake. Do you know? And I'm just looking at him like, I'm so hungry right now. And I'm looking at him like, that's what you have to consume on a daily basis to keep up your. Is it right? Muscle mass, body mass?
Mate,
what am I talking
about? It's
very,
very easy when you look at it.
Am I chatting shit?
No, not at all. It's very easy when you look at it. Like there's if you're looking at losing weight, the only way you can lose weight, reduce the intake of calories whilst exercising.
Well, it's the calorie deficit.
Of course, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So, but you need to do it gradually over time. If you can
with
lose,
exercise.
Do it healthily with exercise to lose weight. You can't just stop eating. Because your body retains that fat to feed on.
So you need the calories for the energy, but
pretty much
you burn off the excess fat with the exercise.
Exactly. But the only way to gain weight, possibly, is to eat a surplus of calories. So the average geezer needs about 2,400 calories. The average geezer on a daily basis.
On the streets of London.
All the fucking geezers. They need about 2,500 calories. Literally just sustain their body weight naturally through daily activity or whatever.
Yeah.
So you get a guy who wants to bulk up. Obviously, he needs to hit the gym. He needs to be hitting heavy weights, working those muscles, tearing those muscle fibers so they can recover. But at the same time, the only way they can recover is if you're eating a shit ton amounts of food. So we're talking like if a natural guy who probably eats about 2,500 calories to sustain himself, would need to eat about probably 3,500 calories to 5,000 calories to beef up. So if you look at Tom Hardy, he's quite a small frame.
You say beef up, so do you need to consume like extra fat, extra protein, and then turn the fat and the protein into muscle?
So obviously,
would you say the fat can be turned into muscle?
The fat is a massive part of it anyway. There's good fats and bad fats.
Okay.
So fat is a major part of it. So you got saturated fats, which are alright, and you got unsaturated fats, which are McDonald's.
So the unsaturated fats
are the bad ones, yeah. So you need to eat. So for like me, I weigh about just over 200 pounds. So I need to eat.
Give me a kilogram. I'm British.
Oh, fuck me. So I weigh about 95 kilos.
Okay.
So I would need to eat about.
Stone. Give me stone.
I don't have a fucking clue about stone.
Stone.
No, I'll weigh about 15 stone. Just shy of 15.
Kales.
But if I put it in pounds, it's easy to understand, yeah? You're trying to beef up, yeah? You're trying to beef up. So I weigh, say you weigh 200 pounds.
Yeah.
You need to eat at least 200 pounds of protein whilst you're working out to repair that muscle so you can go on and do another workout and break it down and repair it again.
Yeah.
But you also need to eat whatever your body weight is in pounds, half that for fat. So you need to eat at least 100 grams of fat, and you need to eat at least twice your body weight in carbohydrates to give you energy. So that's like 400.
The pasta, the fibre.
Exactly, yeah. So people shy away from carbohydrates, but when you look at Tom Hardy's diet, especially for...
We've got the room that the carbs are bad for you.
Nah, man, not at all.
This is the thing. The carbs generate fat. The reason why you're so fat is you've eaten the white breads and the pastas and all the good tasty
exactly.
shit,
the stuff that you fucking love. I'm sorry, no, that's just not the case. Like, pasta, not breads, not so much, because there's a difference between good carbs and bad carbs.
Well, what I read, so for example, I'm an Italian man, Mr. Italian, and I love the pasta.
Loves his carbonara.
Mate, I do.
He loves a dirty carb.
My favourite food is carbonara. So
it's cheesy, it's creamy. Bacon.
That's what
chicken,
I read.
Yeah, of course.
It's not the pasta that's bad for you. It's the creamy sauce.
Oh, of course it is.
The fat, the bacon, the grease. Do you know what I mean? Well, the onions, the greasy, but not just onions are good for you, but the greasy onions that have been deep fat fried.
You say that isn't necessarily the case anymore. It's like the way the science progresses. It's more about sugar intake. Sugar is what is the major problem.
This is the thing that annoys me about the healthy eater. So if I wanted to be as fit as you, for example, right? I'm not talking about like the height difference or whatever, because how high are you? What's
6'2".
your height? 6'2". Jeez, this motherfucker. So I'm 5 something. So I'm that guy. So I'm 5 something, right?
6.
6?
Nah, I'd say.
I wish.
Good age.
If I could put a 6, I'd be on Tinder.
And I'm not Tinder, I'm 6.
I'm on Tinder, I'm 6. But that's little Dicky right there. But I'm not.
Shout out to my boy.
I'm 6 nothing. So I'm 5 something. So I have no height because I'm 5 something. Mm-hmm. But if I wanted to be the same as ripped as you, for example,
if you look at Tom Hardy. He's like 5'8".
I know, but the difference between me and Tom Hardy is Tom Hardy has professionals and he's a millionaire.
I'll tell you what, look, you want to look like Tom Hardy, it's easy as fuck, yeah? The only way you're ever going to do it is you fucking lift heavy as fuck and you eat a shit ton of food.
You say that, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, right, I went to the gym a handful of times with Dan, right? Mm-hmm. Now the first
once,
no,
twice,
3 times.
3 times, the lady, and I
I can fit 3 of anything in my hands, right? So it's a handful. Go fuck yourself, right?
Ayo.
Ayo. So I went to the gym about 3 times with Dan.
Big jokes.
Right? Now the first time I went, it was great. I had a very good time. I knew what I was doing. It was fantastic. Now I've always been obsessed with buys, tries, chest. For me, that's always...
Who isn't?
Exactly. I've always been obsessed with those 3 things, right? And obviously, if I had time...
But that is the entire population.
Exactly. But if I had time, work on the abs. Right?
I never touched
that
abs,
was me. You know,
ever.
buys, tries, chest. If I had time, work on the abs. So I go in the gym... That's a quote.
Put that on the
Down
t-shirt.
right there. So
Put that on the
end the
t-shirt,
conversation. She doesn't know that he just sat there in the gym eating McDonald's the entire time. No, I'm joking. But still, I went there. It was great. First time, second time. Right, third time I went there. Everything changed.
What's
Everything
that?
was different.
Because you were aching. You're a little bit achy, a little bit
it was
hurty.
fine. No, mate, no, it was fine. Dan was doing weird things. Dan was lifting these circular discs above his head. I was like, Dan, what are you doing? I'm doing my quads. What? My uncle quads. I was like, what the fuck? What? I've never even heard of that muscle.
It's like quads.
But you were the one who was doing it. I was like, I've never even heard of such a muscle. And that was
I don't even know what that is.
And that was when I was at a stage where I was like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
It's
in
like
this
anything.
gym.
You can build your own PC without having a fucking clue from anyone else. Like, you can literally just bang it out.
But I can press two. But no, I can't be at a place and someone will deliver me a fucking processor and be like, "Good luck." No, I have to
obviously you
Google
need
that.
some-
I have to research. I know what
Don't
I'm
you think
doing.
I've done that? I've been lifting since I say lifting like I'm a fucking
yeah,
knobhead.
yeah.
I've been fucking lifting since I was 16. What a knobhead. I've been going to the gym since I was like 14-ish.
All right.
And over time, I've spent hours and hours
Gain
on
the
Google.
skills, the knowledge.
Oh yeah, hours and hours on
Alright.
Google, because everyone's got insecurities about their body, whether they say it or not, and especially when you go to the gym, and especially if you're not doing it correctly, it's how you get muscle imbalances and how you get injuries and it's how you fuck yourself up. So from a very young age, I was going to the gym. I concentrated a lot of my time on doing a lot of chest stuff, a lot of upper body stuff, and neglecting my back and things like that, just because I was uninformed. And it caused me very early on, by the time I was like 17, to have really bad issues with my shoulders and stuff like that. But it's only after taking years off, I went travelling and did this, that and the other, and came back.
You found peace
Within
yourself.
Found peace. And it's like, but while I was travelling and I had free time and downtime, I'd look into it and I'd be like, you think you even when you start out, you think you think it's just as simple as just literally just lifting weights. It's not like that.
I think everybody does in every profession.
Exactly. Well, this is it. This is what I'm trying to say. So look, you know how to build a fucking PC, yeah? You know how to do that.
I think I do.
But I could put you through a week's fucking full body workout, and you would leave that week feeling like you've just got hit by a bus, and that you would see a difference within a couple of months, because that's how you do it. But when I first started, I literally had tits, yeah? I had tits like fucking Katie Price. They were fucking... I'll show you a photo. I used to have this Lyle
I want to see them titties.
I used to have this blue Lyle Scott polo shirt, yeah? My mates always used to take the piss out of me. I used to wear it, and I had these big fucking huge titties, so I did nothing but chest. I was only about 16. 16.
Could you move your titties?
I can do it now, mate.
Can you move... Give me... Nothing's moving. Guys, he's just pretending like anything's... Nah, he took his shirt off. And his titties moving. He knows he's doing it.
Mate, don't be silly, please.
You're saying that as if you're waiting trucks by these titties. Joe. I mean, there was slight movement. I'll give him that.
What I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, I literally ruined myself because I thought I lifting too heavy, doing things that were not the right movements whatsoever. And I've learned that do things properly, do it at a low weight, and build yourself up. There's no sacrifice. Eat well, exercise, train often, and there's no reason why you can't lose weight or gain muscle. So
if we're So if we're talking from... Obviously, you've learned a lot from your expertise. You've learned the goods and the bads to gain the muscle, to lose the weight.
Of course.
So if we're talking about a person, and the thing is about weight loss. I wouldn't say a majority of it, but a certain amount of it has to do with wealth in some way, right?
Yeah.
For example,
it's easy. But it's easy
if you're
the more
rich,
money you've got.
It's easy, yes.
No, it's easy the more money you've got. But I saw a very interesting article a long time ago that honestly said anyone could be a bodybuilder, and it said, and there's been videos about it. There's homeless men on the street
I've never seen a ripped homeless man.
There's not many.
You wait.
No, there's not many.
You gotta see
there's
him.
not many, but there's one particular guy, a black geezer in New York, I believe it is. Absolutely built like a brick shithouse. Homeless geezer. It doesn't really eat that much. Well, eats what he can get, but he fucking trains religiously.
So
and it's like anything. You train any muscle in your body.
How does he keep up that calories that he needs to maintain his muscle weight? And
if you're homeless, I don't know where he's getting his food source from. I have no fucking idea.
Just see how it is.
But what
cannibalism.
He's probably eating the other homeless people. That's why like the numbers dropped in New York City.
Every day he lives, another homeless person dies.
But there is, you see a lot of fads. Obviously, you get the Instagrams, you get the fucking
Instagram's bullshit.
The Amazon shit.
I don't listen to that.
No, you do this tea tree diet, or you do this fucking Nutri diet. You take these shakes, and it will make you thin. There is no substitute, Jacob. No substitute whatsoever for literally exercising non-stop, eating well, having a calorie deficit, if that's what you want to do. If you want to lose weight, you need to be in a deficit, always. But unfortunately, if you want to gain weight, if you want to gain muscle, you need to be constantly working out and you need to be eating a lot of food. Well, that comes naturally with your metabolism. If you're working out a lot, your metabolism speeds up naturally. It just does. Like I have months where I've had injuries or stuff where I don't work out, and I can barely eat anything. But when I'm in my full prime of going to the gym every single day, I'm fucking eating like an absolute horse, and it's unbelievable. Like people say to me all the time, "How can you eat so much?" But it's easy.
But I think one of the things about, and I totally, obviously, like you've got way more expertise than I do. Like naturally, I wouldn't even pretend that I pretend.
Yeah.
That I know 25% of the information that you know about muscle mass, body weight, gain strength, metabolism, anything along those lines. But how can you find the time between doing those things and other hobbies? So the only reason why I say that is that you know me, I'm quite a creative person, right?
Yeah, of course.
You
spend a lot of your time doing stuff.
This is probably my third major venture that I've had. The first one was the business. No, not the first one was the book that I've been writing for the past 5 years, a science fiction novel that I've been writing.
Plug. Shameless
plug.
Shameless plug.
Tempalan Chronicles.
What's it again?
Tempalan Chronicles.
The Tempalan Chronicles.
Yeah, the Empire of Light. That's a
Light.
book that I've been writing for a very long time.
Watch this space, guys, coming out.
Well, we'll see if it ever goes anywhere, right? You never know. You need someone to critique your work.
But yeah, you're right. Like people who have got other hobbies and stuff, yeah.
So the second one I got is a business, and the third one I've got is this podcast.
This podcast, yeah.
Not that I'm very grateful that I've somehow mind warped you to turn up and speak to me drunkenly for hours, but somehow I did it.
Let's not be silly. It was half my idea.
Oh no, it was no.
We were there.
It was a drunken conversation that started off as Dan should be like, Jake, we should have a podcast. I was like, Dan, shut the fuck up. And no, Jake, we should have a podcast. Like, Dan, we're never going to have a podcast. And all of a sudden, Dan, I've bought all the equipment to have a podcast.
Without sucking this guy's dick, yeah. Obviously, we speak a lot of shit when we're drunk. We do. We have a lot of chats about stuff. And that's why it first came to me, we should do a podcast. Because I follow a lot of different podcasts. And I feel like we've got the personalities to bring it forward. However, that was just drunk talk. I turn around the next week and this geezer's gone out and bought fucking hundreds of pounds worth of gear to have a fucking podcast set up. And don't get me wrong, I fucking love it. And I love the enthusiasm. I love the fact, because I'll never do it, I love the fact that he's pushed himself. And here we are. And we're what, episode 3?
Episode
3.
He said drunkens the episode?
Mate,
18?
we're at the bottom of this Jack Daniels bottle and I can't even see.
We are. We're nearly there. We're not right where we need to be to end. But we're like, a third. No, that's an exaggeration.
An eighth. We've got an eighth left. That's probably one pour.
Yeah, we are. We have about an eighth left. But obviously, if we're tying it all together, Tom Hardy, putting the weight on, putting the muscle on.
I'll tell you what, yeah, it's very simple.
How do you convince? How would you, right? If you had access to fucking commercials, UK television, do you know what I mean? If you could create an advert every day to convince the fattest of the bastards, the glutinous of the fuckers to get out there and exercise. How do you convince them? Because the way I would see it, I would say, if you don't exercise, you're going to die at 40 with a fucking heart disease, you fat piece of fuck. But how do you say that in a convincing way? Like, because, like, I've been to the gym with you.
Mate, it's been done to death. It's been tried and done to death. It's been qualified. Obviously, there's been a lot of business ventures that focus entirely on money. And like these shakes and these kind of miracle schemes that is going to get you fit and healthy and this, that and the other. But there honestly is. There's no substitute for hard work. Hard work, healthy eating, and just literally routine. Consistency. Consistency is key. That is all there is to it.
What do you feel about these? I get them a lot. Maybe have you obviously? I mean, when we talk about like my data being collected, I've searched like the healthiest diets or the best way to lose weight or the best way to gain muscle. So the next time I watch like the biggest titties in video games, the first trailer will be like, do you want to tell you how I got fit? Look at me, I'm ripped as shit. Do you know how I did this in 12 easy steps? I did this in 30 seconds. I fucked a cow and I shagged a donkey. Look at me now. I'm a Greek.
Mate. Absolute fucking flannel.
Tell me why. Tell me why that's flannel.
I'll tell you why, because there's no quick fix, mate. There is no quick fix. The only quick fix is determination, consistency, and sticking to it. Which is all of the same thing. All of them are one thing.
When you say determination, hard work, and consistency, are you talking about a healthy diet, continuously, non-stop, without breaking no junk food, no McDonald's, no KFC?
Not at all.
What are you
should always have. You should always have down days. You shouldn't beat yourself up.
A few cheat days, people call them.
Yeah.
Right? Cheat day. But surely, like, obviously, ignorant professionals, and I'm the ignorant professional here, I would say, like, people say that I've just run a marathon between here to fucking Kilimanjaro, and that was worth a Big Mac. How could you possibly lose that? Like, what's your argument towards that?
My argument to that is you should never neglect yourself life. You need to eat whatever you want. You need to have time out. You need to have fun. You need to do whatever you want. The main criticism I have with all these plans is they don't ever factor in the fact that people need to have time off. And everyone does. How could you expect someone who's gone from sitting on the sofa all day or literally doing fuck all to getting them in a gym 7 days a week and give them no time off? It's not feasible. It's not going to work. You need to give people something to work to. You need to give them an incentive. You need to give them a day that they can look forward to have time off. So look, we love drinking. We go out all the fucking time. We go out every single Friday.
But out right now.
Yeah.
This is our night out right now.
This is it. Literally, the way I work it myself, Monday to Friday, I'm strict on my diet. I eat a lot of protein, a lot of carbs, a lot of veg, healthy food.
No chocolate, no crisps, no junk.
It doesn't really appeal to me.
He's shaking his head. He looked at me like he was to punch me in the eye.
Mate, I'm very lucky that I haven't got addictive personality at all. So I don't eat any kind of shit. There's no need for me to. But if I want to, I will. There's no reason for me not to.
What's the filthiest thing you've eaten? I've been with this guy on a night out. I've seen him suck all the dick and eat all the kebabs.
Amen, brother.
So, I mean, on a sober night, not drunk. Everyone has a kebab when they're drunk. That doesn't count.
Course.
So on a sober, what's the filthiest thing you'd say that you've eaten health-wise?
Sober? Like when I'm in a full-on like diet mode.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? What's your cheat day? What would you consume that you would say, oh, I shouldn't have had that, but it was my cheat day?
Yeah, cool. So like Monday to Friday, I'd always stick to my diet, this, that, and the other. Make sure that you got to hit certain macronutrients every day. So you got to make sure you get macronutrients. So it's like your proteins.
That sounds like that's futuristic bull. No, that's made. The NASA people in the NASA.
It's basic.
If we convince people
science.
the macronutrients,
it's basic science. So look, science proves As long as you measure what you're intaking.
Oh, it's science. Shit, people, listen, people.
Science,
it's science.
This is science coming from an ignorant professional. So, look, as long as you hit certain amounts of protein, certain amounts of carbs, certain amounts of fat, you're going to see your goals. You are going to. That's without a doubt.
Per person. Is that BMI? Has that got the thing of...
Mate, BMI is
shit.
fucked.
It's horseshit.
Horseshit entirely.
Fucking knew it was
You can't
shit.
fucking measure someone's BMI. I'm fucking 6'2", but I weigh more than a normal person at 6'2" would weigh. Yeah. So they class me as someone who's overweight.
I'm obese. I'm obese, and I'm like, I'm not even like Dan. He's gonna chat shit right now because you can't see me, but I'm not fat as fuck, Dan. But I'm not muscly as shit. But
no, but it's very easy. When it first came out, it was a good way of identifying where people sort of stood in regards to their sort of health.
Is it old school?
It's old school entirely.
It's old school,
and it's not. It doesn't represent an accurate depiction of what your health is like, because you could have some geezer who's like I don't know, 5'10", who weighs just as much as I do, but it's pure muscle. But BMI would put him as someone much older and someone much out of shape than he actually is,
because it's outweighing the old school scales.
Exactly. So a lot of people don't use BMI because it doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to look at it like that. It doesn't make any sense at all. Look, it's very, very simple. You eat well. You hit the macros you need to. You exercise hard. You train hard. And you give yourself time off. And you don't beat yourself up when you have the time off. It's very easy to get... This is the most problem with people. So they'll go on a new diet. It's very easy for people to literally start a new diet.
Are you talking about these fads that you get in the magazines, the newspapers, the...
Fads and diets in general. Even if people are not even looking at fads, they're looking at just eating healthy, yeah? They'll pigeonhole themselves into eating healthy, making sure they get loads of protein, right amount of carbs, right amounts of fat, but it becomes monotonous, and it becomes like, to the point where it's like, your body always will crave salt and sugar. It just always does. It always will.
Are we addicted to that?
Of course.
In terms of is that a natural addiction, or would you say that's like a sugars put in all our food, salt's put in all our food?
I would definitely say latter. I'd say it's a case of it's in everything. So
yeah,
we have no choice but to eat it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's very, very easy. I say easy. I've been doing it for a long time. Where I don't eat chocolate or sweets. So I don't need to. If someone offers me one, I'll have one. But there's no craving. I don't have any cravings anymore. I haven't had for years. But at the same time, the only way you're ever going to get anywhere is by measuring it properly and working hard. Work hard and eat. Look, you want to gain weight, you work as hard as you fucking can and you eat a shit ton of food. You want to lose weight, you work as hard as you can and you eat a little bit less food. That's all there is to it.
So how many hours of exercise would you say daily is needed for the average population? Let's just say me. Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, I'm not pudgy as fuck, but you know what? It's been a good year. You know,
of course. You looked after yourself.
You grow strength from fat. That's what they say.
Chunky little bastard. You little chunky little dumpling.
Shut up, you little dick.
You're looking like a little fucking hobbit turning up.
Hey, I've had a good year in the Shire. All right. Fuck you.
You have.
It's been the harvest has been kind to my people, and here I am.
Look, I'll tell you for you what you need to do. Yeah.
Go on, tell me.
Very, very simple.
Go on.
Very, very simple. So, the main. As unfortunate as it sounds, because we love to do it, is drink.
It is, isn't it? And
those fucking sugary ciders, mate. They literally, one sugary cider is your entire intake of sugar for one day. And that's one. And you have about 5.
The funny thing is,
in one weekend.
It's almost
one night.
It's almost coincidental that the last year has been the most active year I've had in going out since I've met good old Daniel.
It's funny,
over
innit?
here. And funny enough, sugary ciders are my favourite drink, and all of a sudden I've become
It's funny how that
fat
comes
as
around.
fuck. And it's strange that these two, as soon as I met Dan, the muscle-beating, healthy motherfucker, the longer I've known him, the
Mate.
fatter I've become.
I tell you what,
think what I need to do is ignore healthy people.
Without sounding like a dickhead,
Oh, yeah.
on the flip side of that,
Oh, here we go.
on the flip side of that, I've done exactly the same with you.
No.
I've done exactly the same as you. I've been out every single Friday and Saturday, drinking till the cows come home, 6 a.m., rolling in like a fucking scumbag, feeling like shit.
That we are.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That we are.
Don't get me wrong. But
You've exercised.
I am what I am.
That's the difference. I am what I am.
You can still...
I'm Popeye.
No, but you can still enjoy yourself. This is what I want to try and get to people. You can enjoy yourself.
This is the point you're trying to get
This
across.
is the point I'm trying to fucking drive across, yeah?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It's a lifestyle, not a quick fix. You set a specific amount of days that you're going to stick to this, do that and the other. You give yourself a day, you give yourself a day and a half, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as you turn up the following day and you crack on, that's all that matters. Because in the long run, one day won't mean nothing. I'll do Monday to Friday. I'll eat healthy as fuck, but I'll go to gym every single fucking day. On a Friday night, I'll tank myself up with about, 3 litres of alcohol. Easy. Till 6 a.m. I'll have no sleep, no rest time, no time to even recover. And I'll go to gym the next day.
Yeah.
But it's just all about conditioning. It's all about consistency. As long as you're just in it.
So how many
easy.
days a week do you go to the gym?
Between 5 and 6 days.
5 and 6 days?
5 and 6 days.
Mate, you get less in prison.
You get less in prison.
No, you don't. You're there 24/7.
Yeah, they're there all the
There
time.
is no joke. Don't go to prison,
Guys,
all right?
don't go to prison.
If I
It's
went to
not worth
prison, I'd walk out ripped as fuck because I got nothing else to do but suck dick and be in prison. I'd suck all the dick and I do all
it.
the
Mate,
weights.
suck all that you can.
Of course,
It won't get you any
gotta
bigger,
get
though.
in with those crap. You gotta get in with the skinheads and the Islamic extremists and the
Wow.
You give me that. Wow, there are Islamic extremists in prison. Of course there are.
You
That's
got the
what.
Jews,
That's
you
where
got the
they
skinheads,
belong.
You got the blacks. You got the white
There's
supremacists.
no Jews in prison.
There's not.
There is no
There's
Jews.
no Jews.
Now all
Yeah,
the
'cause
lawyers.
They're the ones running the prisons,
Exactly.
mate.
They're
That's
the
why.
ones running the racket. Do you know what I mean? They've
Yeah,
got
man.
that. And this is not an anti-Semitism. I gotta say this
Not
right
at all.
now.
Not at all.
We,
Right, look.
we joke about the Jewish culture, but we don't mean anything by it.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. And I've mentioned Hitler multiple times in a joke.
We both have.
premise.
But look, honestly, bottom line: train hard, eat well, sleep well. Good as gold. That's what there is to it.
I think that's the way it is. I think if we had
And don't beat yourself up when you have days off, because a lot of people will beat themselves up. They'll have a day off. They'll have a lot of Pizza Hut. They'll go to like a work do, and they'll have a load of shit ton of pizza. They get dosed up on fucking free Prosecco or whatever, and they'll wake up the next day feeling like shit, so they'll get takeaways, and then they'll feel like, oh, look, I've had a week in the shit, so there's no point in me carrying on. But no, there's always point.
I think it's the motivation
Yeah,
that
definitely.
I think is like for me personally, and I think that maybe a lot of people might be able to connect with, is that you see the certain people that are ripped as shit.
It feels
They've got
like an
they've got the
unobtainable
six-pack,
goal.
and they feel like it's a long way to go.
Yeah.
And is that for me to be able to get to A to Z, is that it's an entire change of the way that I live my life.
Mate.
And like you said, it's not a fad.
It's a lifestyle, not a choice.
It's a lifestyle, exactly.
Exactly.
But it must be a medium where I can just lose weight and gain a slight proportion of muscle where I don't have to give up 5 days of my week to be able to become this person. I don't
Unfortunately,
want to
no.
become the bronze goddess. I don't want to become the ripped motherfucker. I just want to be
Yeah, I understand.
healthy. But from your point of view to my point of view, you're almost the extremist. You're the good looking, built like shit. I could lift a car from a struggling late. Do you know what I mean?
You
can do it, but I don't want to be you.
No, you don't want to be muscly. You want to be healthy and fit.
Yes. So how would you get there?
Exactly.
To be that person. Do exactly what I just said.
Exactly the same way. There is no substitute for hard work.
I wouldn't say there isn't. No.
There is no way that you can possibly skip this step. It's literally a case of hard work, hard exercise.
You still say the 5 to 6 days a week of fuller exercise.
No, not at all. Not at all. Look, if it's a lifestyle, all you need is 3 to 4 days a week, whenever you feel like it. And it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be intense weight work. It doesn't have to be intense cardio. It could be whatever you want. But as long as you're incorporating all of it, that's fine. As long as you're covering everything, that's all that matters. You don't have to be constantly fucking worrying about certain days doing certain exercise or certain body parts, or worrying about like you're eating enough protein. As long as you're consistently going to the gym. Even if literally you just did what you did and you ate Pizza Hut 4 times a week.
I love Pizza Hut.
You do love Pizza Hut.
And I've only recently discovered
you still see the fucking change because your metabolism will speed up naturally with exercise. It just does. And you'll find yourself become more hungry. The problem with exercise is when you feel more hungry and you're not disciplined, you'll just eat more shit. So I found it a lot that I will exercise throughout the week, and on a Friday night, all I want to do is drink as much alcohol as possible and eat as much greasy food as possible. So I'll be fucking eating kebabs, and I'll be going to fucking spoons, and I'll be eating fucking chicken strips, which are fucking amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
Weatherspoon's chicken strips, fucking shout out to that. Fucking sponsor this podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say sponsor us. Not honestly, spoons, just Spoon's chicken strips.
This is literally it. And
sauce,
it's
man.
so fucking easy to fall out of it because you do a whole week and you'd be like, yeah, I feel fucking amazing. But the way the body works is because the entire week you've neglected sugar, you've neglected salt. You get to the weekend and you get that, obviously the Friday feeling comes into it in a completely different aspect of your brain where to the fact where you've been working all week and you're just ready to blow off steam. It's very easy for you to be like, look, I want to go get fucked up now. I'm going to eat what I want, drink what I want, of course.
I want to get all the shit in my systems, yeah.
But you should do that. I am a testament. I'm not trying to say that I'm a fucking god or whatever.
Oh, here we go.
No. What I'm trying to say
I'm not saying I'm Jesus, right? But, I died for your sins.
I mean, I did, but what I'm trying to say is you can still have a life. Look. Great example, fucking amazing example. Geordie Shore. You've seen Geordie Shore, or you've heard of it.
I regret that I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You know, you've seen the absolute beastie geezers that are on that show, yeah? Like, built like a fucking brick shit house.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Every episode, probably like once every other day, these geezers are getting fucked out their nuts. Alcohol, kebabs.
That's a really good point. That's
great example.
They do that for a living on TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there must be some consistency in their diet that will allow them to do that. And it's always a case of, if you ever get, look, it's like anything. If you get to a certain place, say I didn't drink or eat shit for a year, and I became ripped as fuck, like massive. If all of a sudden I turn around and start eating shit every now and again, you would never see it on me. Because my body's already used to being an absolute machine. So I would just
because
be
your metabolism is used to consuming the fats and the sugars and the salts and the...
Exactly.
Okay.
Metabolism is what it's all about.
So how would you say, just slightly turning back, just on the original topic before we went into Dan being the lean, mean, green machine that he
fuck me, right?
Go fuck this guy.
Sound like a right dickhead.
Because I'm a fat motherfucker. 90% of the people listening to this are being like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, yeah, but nah, I'm
Nobody
not gonna
likes
do
the
that.
fact that there's no quick fix.
No one likes the truth.
Work hard.
Give me a pill.
Suck some dicks.
That makes me lean as fuck.
Hard.
I'll suck all the dicks. If every dick I sucked made me muscly, I'd be mate. You, your mum, your dad. I'd suck all your dicks. Do you know what I mean?
That's funny, Jake, because you're not.
Well,
and you suck a lot of dicks already.
And I suck all the dicks already. But if we're going back to obviously Tom Hardy and Christian Bale, for example, right? Who have gone from the lean, mean. Well, I say lean, mean. The lean, skinny is the mechanic to the muscly motherfucker that he is in. No fucking what's his names?
Yeah. The Batman films. Yeah.
Exactly, the Batman films. I mean, they must have to go through a rigorous.
Rigorous is the word I was going to use. Yeah.
And I mean, that's got to be damaging to the body. Obviously, I have no idea what I'm saying. Ignorant professionals, I mean,
as always.
TM.
I mean, there is no... I'll say this again, like, following on from
There's
Jake.
no easy way to
I
be
don't
able
have
to get
any
that.
knowledge on the matter, but...
The only thing I can imagine is that me and you have got jobs, right? I've got a job. Dan's got a job. We don't work at the same place, but we might soon, who knows. But... we both got a job. We got to earn that wage, earn that dollar, pay that rent, pay that mortgage, pay the electricity bills. We haven't got the time to dedicate 24/7
I have got the
towards
perfect
fitness.
answer for you. Go on, keep talking.
Well, the only way I was going to say is that the only way I can imagine that these celebrities will be able to reach the peak performance they want to be, the muscle mass they want to be in between. Like Jonah Hill, for example.
Yeah.
He goes from fat, thin. But they've got the professionals.
Depending on role, yeah.
Yeah, they pay a top dollar for people like you that scream at them to carry a weight from one end of the room to the other to be able to get to a station they need to be, because they get paid millions to do so.
Of course.
So I think, like in one of the earlier podcasts, episode 1, or I think it was definitely episode 1, that we talked about social media affecting people and making everyone depressed.
Definitely,
Is that if I was fat, and I know I joke, but I'm not. But if I was fat as fuck, the same weight as Jonah Hill, right? And I'm like, oh, you know what? It's not too bad. Jonah Hill's fat as fuck, like me. And I saw him in this next movie, and he's thin as fuck, like he was in 22 Jump Street. He was thin in that.
Yeah.
And I would say, if Jonah Hill can do it, why can't I? Guys, he's millions.
Yeah.
He's the top professional.
He's
got
got
slapping burgers out of his hands. As soon as he puts a fucking a French fry in his mouth, someone's shooting him in the eye.
Jake,
how dare you? So
I'm going to drop some knowledge on you right now.
I need it. It
comes down to one thing, and one thing only. How bad do you want it?
I knew that was coming.
And that's all it is. That's all there is to it. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to look muscly? How bad do you want to lose the weight? How bad do you want to look like the ideal person you want to look like?
Oh, I think the difference between maybe you and me, for example, right, is that I'm in a committed relationship, right? I got a house, I got a mortgage. Ooh, boo. The crowd doesn't like it. The crowd hates it, right?
Who is this absolute mug?
Who is this guy?
What a fucking scumbag.
He's a fucking prick.
Absolute melt.
But I'm in a stage where I am where I don't have to play the game. I've won the game.
So how bad do you want it, Jake?
Exactly.
There we go.
What can you give my motivation? Do you know what I mean? I have to need it. Like, if I was on the game, you know, if I was trying to get the bird, the woman I want to marry, you know, I would be an Adonis because I need it, because I'm short as fuck and I'm ugly as fuck. It's a horrible life to live,
You're
mate.
gorgeous.
Oh, there we go, John. If you want to suck my
dick,
JD's
just
let
kicking
me
in.
know.
The JD's kicking in.
The JD's hit. The Jack that I'm the happiest person I've ever met. But it's easy to have motivation if you're going from A to Z. But if you, like, for most people, what you're trying to get to is a point where you want to get the girl, you want to live the life, right? But me, I've been giving it the opposite way around. I've got the house, I've got the woman, so
I disagree a little bit.
Shouldn't I get fat and die? I mean, I'm ready for it. What else do I need to get?
I don't necessarily believe it's about getting the girl or getting any kind of goal. It's about yourself. How confident and how happy do you feel in yourself? It's got nothing to do with anyone else.
I'm pretty confident for a skinny white prick.
No, you're right, and you are, and you should be. But I've had girlfriends in the past, and I still went to the gym. I still, while they got chunkier, I got bigger in the gym. It's not about
always get chunkier, Dan.
Well, this is it.
No matter what,
I'm a feeder. What can I say? I'm a feeder.
I'm not even a feeder. It's like I could sit next to a person.
To be fair, no. let me just clarify. I'm not a feeder, but I come across a girl who's like 5'2", and I eat huge portions of meals.
She's like,
she's like, that's not fair.
I
want to eat this
guy.
And all of a sudden, she's like fucking putting on weight like shit. And she's like, why am I putting on weight? I'm like, because you're half my size. So I weigh double your weight.
This just Dan with loads of fat ex-girlfriends that are hating him. You made me fat.
Mate, I get him fat and I palm him off. That's the way you do it.
That's when he falls out of love. You got him fat, bitch.
It's brutal, but unfortunately that is the case.
Hey, if it is, well, at least tell her how it is.
Look.
Do you know what I mean? To the audience, at least.
The way you're perceiving it and the way you look at it is that it's a vain thing. It's like you want to kind of...
It's a vanity.
Yeah, of course it is. You want to get massive, you want to get beefy, or you just want to lose weight, you want to look better. But if you're comfortable in a relationship or you're comfortable in whatever you're doing, dude, what the fuck if you want? You don't even need to go to the gym. Who cares? If you're comfortable in whatever you're doing, who cares?
Would you say that only uncomfortable people work out? The people that are unhappy with themselves? The people that are trying to make themselves into a figure or a form that matches up with their own, how can I say, vision of themselves?
I would agree entirely. I would. I think that if people who are unhappy in the way they look, it's normally to do with the way they feel about themselves, not the way about people perceive them. But obviously that obviously ties into it. Of course it does.
I think obviously doing this kind of conversation, we can't talk about The Rock. We can't talk about celebrities. They get paid millions to look the way that they do.
And they've got nutritionists and they've got fucking big-time trainers who get paid out the arsehole to make sure they're doing everything they need to be doing.
If somebody paid me $6 million to weigh 90 kilograms, mate, I fucking weigh 90 kilograms.
Exactly. And like people like The Rock, I know we said we wouldn't speak about it, but he's a big geezer. He's a big geezer, but all his roles centre around him being a fucking unit. And he's got a team of people who know exactly what he needs to be eating, what he needs to be training, and everything.
Like
if you talk about average people...
Yeah. Like Jumanji, his literal character is I'm the big guy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
You look at Baywatch. You look at any fucking role that he's played. He's a big old geezer, and look, he knows how to train. He's done it all his life, but at the same time, he's got specialist nutritionists who give him days off, who tell him what to eat, tell him what he can and when he can't eat it, and it all works in his favour. That
sounds like hell. Like if I was I was joking earlier about Jonas Hill. If I was walking over, right, and I was like, you know what? Do you know what? I want a chicken burger. And I want to have a chicken burger. Some corporate fucking lapdog who has to make sure that I'm lean for the next fucking Fast and Furious.
I know what you're saying.
Slaps the burger out my face and grabs me by the balls and says, "You have a fucking other kilogram."
I tell you what you're missing out of the entire thing is that people actually want to do it. And people actually enjoy it. That's what you're missing. There's Rock. If you look at The Rock specifically, yeah, he's got all these people around him, but he wants to do it.
He
enjoys it. The endorphin rush you get from doing it, and especially when you're at that stage where you are a fucking beast, and you know you are, it just comes natural. It's very difficult in the early stages when you've got nothing, literally nothing at all. Those are the stages where you need the help.
There's a lot of description here coming from Dan. When you're nothing, when you're a piece of shit, look at yourself. When you're Jake, when you're a scroll, I'm like, all right, Dan.
Slimy bit of slug on the pavement.
Fucking hell, mate.
Unfortunately, mate, those are the cold hard truths.
I was having a good night until now. I was having a good time. We're nearly at the end of the whiskey.
It's gonna get worse.
But you're a fucking dicky and you're flannel. Oh my God.
I've said it already. I've said it before. It comes down to two things. One, how bad do you want it? Of course. And two, what is your goal? That's all it is.
And I think...
And it's only up to you to do it.
I think those are genuinely, in all heartedness, jokes aside, I think those are very good values that I think a lot of people should want to follow. I think it's before you do anything in life, it could be anything from fitness to if you want to learn a new skill like carpentry or data science or technology. If you want it bad enough, you're willing to
You'll
put the
achieve
work in. You're willing to do the
Exactly.
qualification, the statistics,
And it
the
sounds like a
exercise.
cliche, and it is a cliche.
No, but
for many things, it is a cliche because it's always that case of like, if you want it bad enough, you can achieve it. And when it comes to nutrition and building muscle, that is honestly the only way you can do it. There is no quick fix.
well,
It's time. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of
it's a lot
eating
of,
well.
in a way, it's a lot of fun.
And it's a lot of sacrifice.
It's the fun.
No, it's sacrifice as fuck.
What?
But if you want it, it's worth it. But if you don't, you're not doing it
Well,
right.
you're talking about like the gym membership that you need to have, and like the kind of food that you need to eat as well. I mean,
of course,
I mean, like
loads goes into it. Loads.
The
But
crap-
look, you said earlier, you're in a relationship. You don't even like you're settled. You've got a girlfriend. You're probably going to be with forever.
I know, but I still want to dance on the dance floor and women
Mate.
to be like, I want that.
But you're
I will
talking,
still
you're
want
talking
that.
as if you're a like 18 stone geezer, but you weigh about 9 stone.
Hey,
So what I'm trying to
it's
say
12, all right? I weigh 12 stone.
What I'm trying to say is, look,
12 and a half,
look,
all right,
it's all
actually.
about if you feel like the way you look now satisfies yourself and your partner, and you feel comfortable in what you are, then say the same. If you want that, but if you want to change, there's only one way to do it: hard work, determination, consistency, and eating well. There is no substitute for any of that. There is no substitute.
And if you listen
There's
to
no
this,
quick fix. There's no fucking muscle food.
There's no pill.
There's no pill.
There's no magic.
Nutri fucking bollocks that you can drink. There's
and
nothing.
for the love of God, don't click a link on YouTube and pay
Yeah.
£12 a month
This
for
is probably a really good
EXO.
time. Probably a really good time to say that this podcast is sponsored by a NutriBullet. 30% off on Black Friday.
Please shove it up your ass, and you will lose all the weight.
Yeah, you lose it all in blood.
All yeah. You will just go to a doctor's and they will take off your leg and you will lose kilograms because of it.
That's pretty much it, mate.
But yeah, coming from the word of the man himself, Dan the man. If you wanted that bad enough,
You can tell the
whiskey's hit.
Yeah, the whiskey's
No,
kicked
the
in.
whiskey's hit.
But
But genuinely, put the exercise, put the strength in, determination, be what you want to be. You only get out what you put in. If
Mate,
you want to get out,
exactly.
you got to put the effort and the work in. It's like
Yeah.
that in every single point of your
Exactly.
life. If it's researching, if you want to do a GCSE or an A-level degree, you got to put the work in to get the work out. Why should exercise
Exactly.
be any different? It's
Exactly.
all the exact same.
1,000%, mate. 1,000%.
Says the skinny fat guy.
There's no quick fix. Do what you got to do. Dig in. Do the hard work. And you'll see the results. There is no substitute.
Absolutely.
None at all.
Well, I would say that, I mean, we've come to a podcast where I can't even remember where our point started. I think China was mentioned.
I think that was the first... Mate, it got pretty deep, to be fair. I feel like I haven't made a
got
single
good.
joke the entire time we've been on this podcast.
I know.
I've been zeroed in on like serious subjects.
Hey, it got China and I got
It did,
serious, and then we talked about health, and then Dan got serious.
Well, no,
And then-
that was all you. You brought me into this.
Hey, I know I did,
Look,
but I didn't
if you're a fat
expect
cunt,
it.
if you're a fat cunt,
Fucking
work
sort
hard,
it out.
work hard, eat less, and you'll be good
You
as gold.
chubby piece of shit.
Shut
Look at
up.
you. Put down the pig. For fuck's sake.
Jake,
Ugh.
I think, mate, that we have emptied that bottle. I think that bottle's done.
Holy shit! How did we do? That's impressive.
That is impressive.
That's quite good, isn't
That's
it?
what a litre of JD in. How long
From
has this been going?
start to finish. We're talking an hour.
Well, hour and 45.
Hour and 41 just now. Yeah, hour and 41 minutes.
Well,
yeah.
look, that's probably why I've been rambling on for the last fucking.
I
20
know.
Minutes, so yeah, I can't even remember the last thing I
We
said.
think we'd be talking intelligence, but we'll listen to it. In the last 20 minutes, we'll just be like, oh yeah.
yeah, let's put that out.
Yeah, that's the intelligence. But hey, if you liked anything from what you hear today, give us a like. Give us a
If you
subscribe.
disagree at all, let us know in the comments.
Click that goddamn sodden fucking bell notification.
Yeah, that's
'cause
it,
We're
look.
bringing out content every
Let's
week.
play the game. Let's
play
play
the game. Let's
Press
get
subscribe.
involved. Yeah.
Press the like button. Press the notification button. Get involved.
Get involved. But we appreciate your time,
Of course.
and we thank you. This is the Ignorant Professionals. Signing out.
Sign up.
Signing
Peace.
up, bro. Yo.
Peace.
Peace. Peace. That was good. That was really good.
Was
man.
it good though?